Hey everybody, VentureFox here and welcome back to No Man's Sky. I haven't played No Man's Sky for a fair amount of time. I completely skipped 1.1, which was the crazy space freighter update, and like base building update, I guess it was really, and I've dived back in for 1.2, which is the Pathfinder update, which was released this week. Now, the Pathfinder update adds a bunch of new things, which is like by far the biggest update that they've done so far, including HD textures, true 1080p rendering, which if anyone played the game originally, you'll know that the HUD and, well, the whole game was rendered in low resolution then upscaled, which is just terrible. It looked really bad. You needed mods to protect it, or correct it even. They've corrected that. They've released with HD textures. They've added 3 new vehicles, including this one here, which is the Nomad, I believe. They've doubled the amount of base building material that you have. They've allowed you to buy new ships and store them on your freighter so that you can make a ship collection, amongst so many other things. I mean, if you've got a PlayStation 4 Pro, then you can now run this in 4K. So they've done some work. Let's give them credit where credit dues. Now, I've been out here just exploring. This is my creative world. There's a bunch of different game modes now, including permadeath and survival. There's normal and there's also creative. Now, the creative world, you can basically just create whatever you want. You don't need to collect resources to do it. So, because in my normal world I'm still collecting the resources needed to build these vehicles, they do require some rare resources. So, I thought I'd get out here and just sort of show you what these vehicles are all about. Now, this is the first vehicle that you can build. This is a Nomad. This is a crazy little bastard. In all honesty, it can kind of hover in the sense that it can't go up and down or anything like that, but it has like a weird jump and a boost. Now, I'm just on my way back home, so we'll set off towards my beacon, which is just over here. You've got a cool little boost, and then you've got a jump as well, which just allows you to sort of navigate the terrain a little better. This hovers over water as well, so it's actually a super useful item to have if you live on a water world, for instance. Now, in the last update, you got bases, and the bases can, well, they're basically your home. So you have a place to return to, then you can fast travel between your base and your closest space station. And when you go to a new system, you can fast travel from that space station back to your base again, and then back to that space station again. I know that sounds confusing, but it basically means that you can still explore the galaxy and return home whenever you want, and then resume where you were in your exploration. Now, it has cannon mods, and if I just swap my weapon type, it also has a mining laser, which is actually pretty cool, because it doesn't seem to ever overheat or anything, which means that these vehicles are really, really good for gathering resources on your home world. And when your home world looks as cool as this one, I don't see why you wouldn't. You might as well stay. Right, so this is the Nomad anyway. It's a cool little way of getting around, but it can't really store much cargo. If I go into my cargo bay here, we've got like maybe 3 slots after you upgrade it, and then you're basically done. You can't really carry an awful lot. So you end up sort of swapping your stuff between your exosuit and your vehicle, just to keep yourself with some inventory space, basically. Right, now if I just get out of this one, whoop, just run over here to the Roamer. Now the Roamer, this is my favourite vehicle, I have to say. This one is like a cross between this little dude back here and this big dude up here, in the way that it has wheels, so it can't really navigate water. But it's totally freaking cool. So let's just climb this little mountain because I think it's awesome. I fucking love this vehicle. Right, so we now have this vehicle now. This is a 4-wheel drive vehicle, as you can see. It still has a little boost on the back, and you can still do little jumps. Not very big ones, but they're enough to get you out of sticky situations. If you get yourself jammed behind a rock or something like that, it does free you up. Now, again, this one has the cannon and the mining laser. It's too wicked. Right, let's just change that back. And then we got the mining laser as well. And with this one, we have a little bit more storage space. So like I say, it's a little bit of a mix between the two. So it's got more storage space, but it's also, it can't hover. So This is definitely my favourite vehicle so far. This one just... It's so much fun to just hoon around the planet's surface. I'm pretty sure it's the Goliath. It could be the Colossus. Colossus, there it is. Get there in the end. This thing has this much storage space. It's flipping epic for just gathering resources and materials and just sort of messing about on the planet's surface. Just looking for some rare materials, which you kind of do need now. Now, the good thing is, this thing isn't massively slow. It's still got a little jump, and you can still boost. But it doesn't really do much. Let's run over that guy. Now, the good thing about this one, just like the rest, if you're looking for some rare materials, let's just swap that over. I don't want the cannon. If you're looking for some rare materials, this thing never warms up either, so you can just continuously batter the shit out of the local materials. And you can carry so much of it and bring it back to your base for more base construction. The good thing is that this vehicle and the other vehicles with the mining laser can also extract exotic materials. These materials are used for like more high-end recipes. Am I actually doing anything with that one? Who knows? Send out a scan. They have advanced scans as well, which means that you can see things from much further away. I love the look of these vehicles as well. Now, I'm just going to go into photo mode, because I want to show you this feature as well. These are pretty much the only features that I want to touch on in this. But this is awesome. How cool is this photo mode? You can just fly around. It's very much like Ansel, Nvidia's version of their photo mode, which No Man's Sky was supposed to have from the beginning, but in the end it didn't. So I don't know if they've kind of adapted that into this a little bit, just to sort of fulfill that promise, but it never had it, and it has now. So I just take that little photo. Let's get rid of the bar. It does capture the bar. I don't understand why it captures the bar. That seems silly, but you can hide the bar with just shift, so it's pretty cool. Now you've got a bunch of various different options when using this. We've got time of day, and we've also got lens, so you can change your depth of field, for instance. So if I increase depth of field to 100, those mountains in the background are going to get blurry, which just gives a really cool sense of focusing and depth of field. Obviously field of view can go right up. You pan that out to 130 degrees, I think. No, you can go much bigger than that, 150. And then you got the vignetic effect, which I guess if you want to be really stylish, you can vignette the shit out of it. Personally, I don't really like vignetting, but there you go. Now, with the other one, on the scene settings, you've got time of day, so you can make it daytime and nighttime. So I can make it sort of midday, really brighten the thing up. I can add some fog density if I want to. So I'll make it really dark and moody, but midday at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. Cloud level, you can boost that. Sort of give that midday but crazy bright feeling. And then you've got these screen filters. Now the default filter is just what the game looks like, and although that does look different to what we saw when the game first came out, it's basically just in-game graphics. We have vintage, vibrant, which kind of brings all those colours out, fog, which is essentially black and white, amber, which is like a really warm feeling to it. We've got classic. I don't know why that's classic, but it's kind of cool. I like it. Stock, that's kind of like a really dark, filmy type feel to it. We have artistic, which is just crazy. Green, which is kind of like green filter. It's fair enough. Contrast, I don't know why I'd use that. Isolation, full, filmic, which I've been using because I actually quite like the filmic effect, and retro, and then we go back to the default filter. I really like this, and so far I've seen some really crazily good screenshots. I'm going to use a couple of my own, or at least one, I suppose, for the thumbnail. And there you go. So we exit that mode and go straight back into the game. And I think it's accidentally caught the field of view into the game. Which is absolutely amazing. I'm going to leave it there anyway, guys. This update is pretty amazing. I got to say that it gives No Man's Sky a bit of a worthy feeling like you've got something to do. You can still explore just as much as you want, but you can go back to your base, which we could do in the last update, I must say. But with the vehicles, being able to explore your home and just sort of, you can still fly out in your spaceship and then summon your vehicle wherever you go, and then just explore the area. The scanner has increased range, so you can still pick up buildings and stuff while you're on foot. It's good. It feels like the game that should have been released in the first place, bar the multiplayer. And in all honesty, let's be completely honest with it. When the game first came out, there wasn't really any need for multiplayer. It's just, there was nothing to do. If you did have a friend there, what would you do together other than just be less lonely? And yeah, that's a valid reason for wanting multiplayer. But the game now feels like there's a need for multiplayer. If you guys can all like build your own bases together, like proper joint bases, and then set off in your vehicles together and stuff like that, it seems like there'd be an actual reason to do so. So, as a bit of a fingers crossed for the future of No Man's Sky, I think it's improving greatly. It's probably worth a look now if you've been holding off. The graphics, actually being able to render in 1080p and 4K is a big difference to what we originally saw. You don't have to use mods so much anymore. The ship handling's been improved. Everything's so much better than it was. So, like I say, if you've been waiting to give No Man's Sky a go, I think now is the time that you should jump back in. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and maybe we'll see you in No Man's Sky. Bye bye for now.